you're pretty loud, so if you talk at your regular level, I think they might. Sorry. You're good. I can't give him an easy time. He never gives me an easy time. Did you catch that, Lindsay, by the chance? I was just had this on when I said that. So did that come through? Just like yes.
7. 14 and a half, ladies. So heels putting it here, kind of at the start of the edge of the rock. And that one's outside 8. It's not 8. Yeah. Yeah. Looks all here. Getting better. 13-6.
Should I take this one back?
I didn't touch it though. Back button. Is it a... Yeah, it's an on one, yeah. Pretty close, Keels. Got 2 minutes, 30 seconds. That's 14.95, Keely.
Full 12.
You want this side, Keels? Huh? The other one? That was a 14.95. 16 on that one. Good line. Ash, what turn you want? In. 15.8 on that one, Keels.
Solid 3.
Minute 30 left. She got a 7 down there?
Yes.
She's got a 7? Okay. I don't have a time on that one, Keels. 4 foot there. 4 foot, yeah. Pretty good line.
1 minute remaining in practice. 1 minute.
Close, Ash. Close, Ash. Good throw.
3. Go 12.
Nice throw. 14-15 on that one. Keely's going to throw one more rock. Got 40 seconds. Go do it. Don't worry about that one.
Huh? I see my rock. 2.
Keels, go close. 30 seconds. Mare, hurry up, Ash. You sweet. Mare, get down here quick. Just under the rock. Just under the rock. If you get no left of it, yeah, butt of it, yeah.
Nice game.
Welcome to the 2023 British Columbia Under-18 Curling Championship. I'm Alex Duncan Wood alongside Josh, Mickey, and Matt McCready getting ready for this exciting girls' final between Team Duncan and Team Hafeli. Looking forward to a great championship final between these two teams. First rock just heading down here, lead Meredith McCullum. Let's meet the team sponsored by Beller Direct. Beller Direct is the official insurance of Curl BC. Club members and their families can benefit from exclusive discounts on home, condo, and tennis insurance on top of other discounts. Feel free to visit curlbc.ca for more information. Team Duncan in the blue throwing the Red Rocks. From Comox Valley, Duncan, Port Moody, and Vancouver Curling Clubs. Skip Keely Duncan. Third, Carly Hardy. Second, Ashley Fenton. And lead Meredith McCullum, coached by Adam Duncan. Team Hafeli representing the Kamloops Curling Club. Skip Holly Hafeli. Third, Georgia Kapitko. Second, Erin Zerfus. And lead Natalie Hafeli, coached by Monica McCarr. Keys to the game brought to you by Best Western, official hotel and resort of Curl BC. Curl BC members can use the Curl BC corporate code on the website to receive up to 19% off. Visit bestwestern.com/CurlBC for more information. Matt, keys to the game for this championship final between Hafeli and Duncan.
Thank you, Alex. So these are the two seeded teams in this championship final. For Team Hafeli and the Blue Rocks, they want to be focused and energized. They had a couple days off after going through the A side, which Alex will be going through in a little bit. So their goal is trying to kind of stay focused and energized throughout the whole entire game, since they've had a little bit of time off the ice, and to try to have a good start to this championship final, playing simple and easy curling shots. For Team Duncan in the Red Rocks, they want to keep the intensity and consistency that they had from their semifinal win today, and keeping the tolerance that they've compiled for themselves also in that semifinal. And their quote for this final game is, "Just curl. Don't think about anything else."
Thanks, Matt. Great strategies employed by both teams to make sure they're focused on the task at hand. Looks like some rocks in play this first end. Corner guard up by Team Hafeli. I believe that was placed on the first rock, so it looks like that they're trying to get a deuce early here. Nice sweep by Carly Hardy there to get the rock over, making contact with the blue stone. It is Team Duncan sitting two in the 12-foot and the 8-foot. Team Hafeli with the corner guard, and looks like Team Hafeli going to call around this, the corner guard once again. Somewhat aggressive call early in the game. What do you think of this, Josh?
Yeah, it looks like Team Hafeli here is not scared to come out and play aggressive early, showing some confidence early on, and looks like they're not feeling any nerves starting this game. In a crucial final like this, you do find some nerves creeping in the first end, so some teams will elect to play it a little cleaner in the first end. But Team Hafeli making a nice draw around here and really putting the pressure early on Team Duncan. So we'll see how it plays out.
Great shot there by Erin Zerfus coming around the corner guard. Looks like Keely motioning for the hit. Calling a control weight. Must be half open or more. Both these teams with championship final experience. Keely Duncan and Carly Hardy from Team Duncan are the reigning 2022 Under-18 champions, with Team Grayson Richards from last year. And they went on to win a bronze medal at the national championships. Team Hafeli, the reigning, kind myself off there, just racking on the corner guard there, unfortunate. We'll give Team Hafeli an opportunity to hit on the nose here and split the rings, maybe setting up an early deuce. Team Hafeli, the reigning under-21 champions from 2022, they represented British Columbia at the Nationals in Stratford, Ontario last year. Yeah, Josh, both these teams with championship experience, how important is that experience under your belt going?
It makes a world of a difference when you've experienced this, and even at the next level, experiencing that experience, it really helps you prepare and manage those nerves heading into game like these. So, with Hafley having that experience, you could look to see them kind of try to take advantage of Team Duncan early, knowing that a couple of their players haven't been in high pressure situations like this. And quite the break there from Team Hafley, Team Duncan, sorry, ticking off the corner guard and still sticking in the rings.
And definitely there could have been a disaster, but lucky break to catch the rock on the way down. Still with a chance Hafley here to hit on the nose and split the rings for 2. Great shot from Georgia Kapitko there to hit and stick on the nose. That looked like about a 10-5, 11-second wait to me. I love that weight, especially on this ice. What's the importance of controlling your weight here early in the game, Matt?
Controlling your weight early in a game is really crucial to kind of playing that simple and open game plan that I think both teams are trying to go for. Lower weights allow both sweepers and line guards to maneuver the rock a little bit more easier compared to big weight shots, where tolerance is a little bit more, harder to kind of maintain. So being able to keep rocks in play and have more tolerance for sweepers and line climbers to use that rock and move it in order to make shots is really, really crucial.
Unfortunately, just rolling out there, Georgia Kapitko is. Will give Team Duncan now the opportunity to hit and stick, splitting the rings, possibly forcing a draw the 8-foot on Holly Hafley's last shot here. It just reinforces how important the hit and stick is early in the game. Great shot there by Skip Keeley Duncan. Both these teams look really comfortable out there. They're communicating well. They're knowing when to sweep for curl, when to sweep straight, and both teams just look really comfortable out there. Josh.
That's great. I mean, the national experience from both Carly and Keely Duncan from representing Team BC at the U18s last year is really showing through here. And I think we're going to have quite a good game on our hands today.
Definitely, if our semifinals anything to foreshadow, is definitely going to be a great competitive game here. Hafley switching gears as expected. No double available for Holly, so electing to come around the corner, try to generate a skips deuce here in the first end of the championship final, 2023 Under-18 Curling Championship. Nice shot there by Holly Hafeli, coming to the top 8 foot. Looks like it's accessible for Keely Duncan, however, maybe 3/4 or half open. I'm sure the iPod has a better angle than we do up here in the booth. Looks like a control weight hit called here by Skip Keely Duncan, looking to probably hit on the nose or maybe a roll. Try to make Team Hafeli look at 3 counters here in the first end. Nice shot there by Keely Duncan, just hitting and sticking. It will be the nose hit for Holly Hafeli here in the first end to try and score 1 point. Well played first end by both teams. Both teams with opportunities to either force or score 2. I think nothing wrong with this if you're Team Hafeli, though. You know, get the jurors out and just make a nice simple nose hit for 1 point. I think both teams will be happy with the outcome this end if this is made. Unfortunately, just rolling out there is Holly Hafeli. Looked like maybe her weight was a little heavy. Fortunately, it will be a steal of 2 for Team Duncan in the first end. Score will be 2 for Duncan, 0 for Hafeli. However, Hafeli will retain hammer going to the second end here of the 2023 BC Under 18 Girls Championship Final.
While the officials get the scores up for end number 1, I would like to give a shout out to Via Sport BC for providing Curl BC with funding through the Hosting BC program. Because of their support, the athletes were hosted to a great experience here at the City of Richmond. Yeah, as Alex said, it was a big steal of 2 for Duncan as they lead. Right now, Meredith McCallum is throwing the first rock. Josh, what is a big thing that teams can do when they give a big steal early on in the game?
14-5.
Honestly, it's kind of through experience. You kind of just learn to shake it off, especially in the first end here. You can tell yourself that we didn't have hammer and the other team got 2 here. You just tell yourself that mentally and you move on. You just got to come into the next end, make 1 shot at a time. If you're looking to come aggressive in the next end, get your corner guards up, hook around them, and just play it as a normal game.
Definitely lots of game left here. 7 ends, only down by 2. No reason to panic, and Meredith McCallum just slip into the back 12 on her first shot of the end here. Looked like the corner is going to go up for Team Hafeli as expected. Even end at number 2 here. I'm sure Team Hafeli looking to score a deuce or make sure the house is open, so there's a shot for 1 on Holly's last. Road to the final brought to you by Connect Hearing, official hearing loss clinic of Curl BC. Connect Hearing is building a community that thrives on healthy living. They have lots of modern and discreet hearing technology and satisfied with over 350,000 satisfied clients. Visit curlbc.ca/Connect Hearing for more information. Team Hafeli started off their week with a 12-0 victory over Team Norrington. In the A semi, they beat Team Desura 5-2, and then beat Team Wong 9-3, qualifying them in the A and giving them the hammer in the first end in this championship final. Team Duncan started off their week with a 6-5 loss against Team Wong, but rebounding nicely with an 8-1 victory over Team Desura. They then beat Team Wong in the rematch 9-3 before beating Team Manning 6-2, qualifying in the B. In this morning's semifinal, it was Team Duncan off to a hot start and eventually winning 9-4, qualifying them for the Nationals, the 2023 U18 Nationals in Timmins, Ontario, as well as qualifying them for the championship final that we are watching right now. Looks like lead Natalie Hafeli, first card, just slipping into the rings there. Team Duncan hitting and sticking, and it looks like Team Hafeli electing to hit the top 12 rock instead of throwing up another corner. Still early on the game. I don't mind this call, making sure that the end is open and maybe freezing to that back redstone at the end of later on the end to try and generate a deuce.
Really hard.
I definitely agree with that, Alex, honestly. The other option, too, is just to play out this end. Ooh, unfortunate miss there from Ashley Fenton, giving Hafeli a chance to take advantage here, either hitting or freezing on that back red there.
Yeah, Josh electing for the hin stick. Don't mind this call again in the early ends. The other option is to freeze, as you said. However, this will force Team Duncan to make a double to try and get out of the end without giving up a deuce. Just rolling out there is Aaron Surface on the hin stick. We'll give Team Duncan an opportunity to hit this one on the nose here. We'll see if Team Hafeli continues to hit out this end, potentially blanking and retain hammer, or electing to throw a corner guard and try and generate their deuce here in the second end.
Hard, Mare. Head down. Hard. Push hard. You got it. Keep going. Keep going. Hard to stick. Hard to stick. No roll.
Great shot there by Ashley Fenton, hitting and rolling to the side of the 12th foot. That's changing the spot and just going out wide here in for the hidden stick. Matt, what do you have to take into consideration when you're throwing a rock out this wide on the sheet of ice? Is there anything different you have to do to throw the rock, or anything you'd be thinking in the hack?
In club play, usually it goes one of two ways. Usually boards are really, really high, so the rock may curl a little bit more. Boards may be low, so they may kind of fall and kind of track the whole way. Or you just haven't had a lot of rocks in the and there's no nip, which is a part of ice making where you clip the top of the pebbles off, and they just don't get run down as much. The rock kind of curls and stops. So in a usual club game, those are kind of factors you have to worry about in the wings. But here at this championship final, Ken McCardle and his curling crew have been able to flatten out the ice perfectly and nip all parts of the sheet. So all parts are running the same. So it's pretty much just throw the rock the exact same way as you would on any other part of the sheet, and it will react the exact same way.
Aaron's surface making it look easy, hitting and flopping into the middle. Returned by Charlie Hardy there. And it looks like we're just going to have a pretty simple end here. And here at this end, I believe probably Hafeli will try a blank attempt on the last if she is given that opportunity. Another nice shot here by Georgia Capicco, just changing up the spot a little bit. Teams have the 9-minute pregame practice, so they should be comfortable with all pass on this ice, but it never hurts changing the spot a little bit. Just giving a different look for the opposition. Nice pair from Carly Hardy there, just giving a nice controlled weight. Teams look like they're controlling their hit rate really well right now, and definitely communicating the sweep to curl into to go straight. Really impressed in the first couple ends here with these two teams and their nice soft hit weight.
Clean. Aaron a bit. Aaron.
Another great shot by Georgia Capitco there. Again, changing up the spot. Looks like we've gone from sheet across the whole house here. from one 12-foot to the other. Both these teams have qualified for the 2023 National Championship in Timmins, Ontario. Josh, do you think these teams qualifying for nationals already, does that take a little bit of the pressure off, or is there still something to play for this game?
Part of the pressure does get taken off knowing you secured your main goal of reaching the nationals, but there is tons to play for here in this final. As I'm not sure if it appears on the screen here, but they do have the medals and the plaques laid out right by the sheet there, and that can act as a distraction in the game, kind of almost focusing on the outcome before the game has been decided. But everybody wants their name on the plaque, and that is what they're playing for. It's getting that banner and getting to wear those BC colors at the next level.
I absolutely agree, Josh, and both these teams, players knowing what it means to represent BC already, I'm sure that provides some extra motivation for them to try to play their heart out in this championship final.
Line's nice. Whoa. Aaron. Aaron all the way.
Great sweep there by Aaron Zerfus to curl the rock over to nose. That's great ice. That's great line calling by Georgia Piccolo there. Noticing maybe a little bit wide on the throw, but making sure to get the sweeper to curl it over right away to give it the best possible chance to pin stick. We followed down by Keely Duncan in the same path, looking Holly Hafeli to throw the blank attempt.
Whoa. Harley. Hard. Hard to sit.
Hitting and rolling out there, Keely Duncan. No worries though. It will be a throw through for Holly Hafeli. That will bring the score to 2 for Duncan, Hafeli for 0. Assuming this is made. Joking, it will be made because they are throwing the rock through.
Line's nice.
Just going to clean the rock down here. After 2 ends of play, Team Duncan 2, Team Hafeli 0. Team Hafeli does retain the hammer going to the third end of this 2023 Under-18 Girls Championship Final.
Alright, as they do their team meetings for 45 seconds that they have for every single end, we would like to thank Via Sport BC for providing Curl BC with funding through the Hosting BC program. Because of their support, the athletes were hosted to a great experience here at the city of Richmond. We still have a little bit of time left, so I'm going to go and thank you to sponsor of Curl BC, Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Curl BC members use the Curl BC corporate ID code to receive discounts up to 19% off the best available rate. There are 2 ways to start enjoying your savings. You can call Best Western, or you can start making reservations online.
Josh, I think both teams fairly comfortable as the ice now. Do you expect to see Hafeli, put up a corner guard, maybe go for 2? And how do you think Team Duncan will respond to that?
I definitely think we will see some aggressive play from Hafeli coming into this end. They were looking to play aggressive last time. Unfortunately, it did slide into the rings. But if the corner guards do get up, we are bound to see some rocks in play. Team Duncan will look to come to the middle here, electing to go top 4 on their first, and look to just stack the rocks up the center line if they can, and really force Team Hafeli to come and chase them in the middle.
Nice shot there, Meredith McCullum to the top of the 12-foot. Great sweep by Ashley Fenton, Carly Hardy there on the left and right side of the rock. Looks like corner guard going up here for Hafeli, as expected. Nice shot there by Natalie Hafeli. Nice rebound after slipping in the her first rock in the second end. Makes a perfect corner guard there in the third. Team Duncan looking to, I believe, come around their top 12 rock, but it could also be a center guard. Either one perfectly all right at this time of the game. Perhaps playing the tap there as Carly Hardy was on it to curl. Nonetheless, a fine shot by Meredith McCullum, tapping her red rock into the 8-foot, leaving her shooter there and to guard the 12-foot. Chance here for Team Hafeli to hit and roll maybe behind their corner guard. Looks like about a control weight or a board weight hit here. Like this call, that rock in the 8-foot, potentially a scoring rock, so good on Team Hafeli to get rid of it and try to stick their shooter, force the opposition to go chasing. Very nice shot there by Natalie Hafeli, rolling her rock behind the corner guard. Not sure from this angle, is it buried? To me, it looks pretty buried, 3/4. Looks like Team Duncan believes it is buried, electing to come around, maybe playing a corner freeze. Matt, that's a great shot by lead Natalie Hafeli there. Those hit and rolls are so important. They can really set up an end extremely well. How do you think that Natalie Hafeli feels after rebounding after that second end?
Oh, you got to feel ecstatic after making a couple really good shots for your team in a championship final like this. You're kind of going into those hit and rolls. Hit and rolls are pretty difficult, but these two teams are really, really good. Sweeping is very much changed in our game now, and sweepers could do a lot of things to those rocks, so you just got to throw it close, and the sweepers made it perfectly, and not an issue to Holly, but Holly called it wonderful too, so those hit and rolls are really crucial team shots. So not only Hafeli probably feels good, or Natalie feels good, but all of Team Hafeli feels really, really good after making shots like that.
Electing to hit on the nose here, try to split the rings instead of deuce. Great shot there by Aaron Zerfis. Team Duncan gonna try hit and roll, try to group those rocks closer together to potentially set up a double later in the end. Great sweep there by Carly Hardy to hold the line down the entire sheet, and great shot by Ashley Fenton rolling towards the center line. It will give Team Hafeli an opportunity to hit and roll behind their corner guard. Nonetheless, a great shot by Ashley Fenton there to group the rocks a little bit closer. Team Hafeli here electing to try and hit and roll behind the corner guard. Another option would be to try and hit and roll to the wings. What do you think the pros and cons here are of doing either or, Josh?
With rolling towards your corner, if you don't quite make it, you do have the tendency to group your stones for Team Duncan, which does potentially give them the chance at the double. As with rolling away, it makes your rocks further apart from each other, and it makes it very difficult to make a double, as you do have to throw an extreme amount of weight, or it's just not possible in general. The main thing here, which they have done, is hit and stick, and it really forces Team Duncan to answer back by either hitting and sticking or at least rolling over. It forces Team Duncan to play the more difficult shots during the game.
Fantastic shot there by third Carly Hardy. Rolling behind the corner guard slightly, I do believe, or maybe edge on edge. However, there's an angle there onto the Team Hafeli stone, which will allow Team Duncan on the next shot to potentially promote that and remove the Hafeli stone that is behind it. Team Hafeli, sitting shot, however, electing to split the rings. Sit 2, try and set up a deuce here in this third end. Great shot there by Georgia Capicco. It's sliding a little bit deep. We're not sure who is shot. I believe it is Team Hafeli sitting 1 behind the corner guard. Team Duncan sitting 2nd, also behind the corner guard. And then that shot just drawn in there by Georgia Capicco is 3rd shot. However, we're not sure. First coach interaction here called by Adam Duncan of Team Duncan. The interaction, a new pilot program this year. Replacing the traditional timeout, allowing coaches to be on the ice with the players and interacting with their team once per end and in between ends. However, your clock does not stop when interacting with your coach, so the teams do have to watch their time a little bit. This will be implemented at the national championships for both under 18 and under 21. So it's great for these young athletes to be able to have kind of a trial run before potentially advancing to the next level. Or both these teams will be advancing to the national championship. So there you go. Great practice for these teams in this championship final. Looks like still playing the same shot, maybe just having to mull over the weight choice. Looks like it will be an angle hit. Well, unfortunately, just over curling there slightly is Carly Hardy. It will leave Team Hafeli sitting 2, and Team Duncan is now 3rd shot behind the corner guard on the left. Not an easy place to place this 3rd stone, though, however, without setting up a double. Team Hafeli could elect to go to the center line and try and split all 3 rocks. They could elect to also go to the back of the house to split all 3 rocks. What do you think is an ideal spot here for this stone for Team Hafeli?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I don't mind them just going maybe about side 4 on the outturn side. You kind of just want to get that spread across your rocks. And even if you do group your rocks on the right-hand side of the house, it is okay if Team Duncan makes a double, because Team Hafeli will have accomplished your goal in getting an opportunity at 2 points here.
Yeah, nice interaction there called by Team Hafeli. I think just getting some affirmation from their coach on the shot. I like that, building some confidence in the call, and then really having the team commit to the shot as a whole. Looks like their team is electing to draw to the side of the 8-foot, which is a good spot. It may leave a double on the 2 blue stones on the right. However, it will be difficult. Big drag here from the sweepers, and A great sweep by Aaron Surface and Natalie Hafeli there to get the rock to pretty much the exact spot where Holly tapped her broom actually. So that's a great team shot. Great weight judgment, great communication on the line. It's a great momentum booster for this team Hafeli here. Sitting 3 now. Looking for a multiple score here in the third end. Not sure here if Keely Duncan playing the double or playing the hidden roll. She may be able to get both, however, if she hits the rock in the exact right spot. Definitely step 1 here, Josh, is make sure you get rid of 1 rock and stick. That'll force Team Hafeli to have to stick as well, and then potentially giving yourself a chance to double on your last to minimize the damage.
Totally agree there. Can't emphasize enough the importance of hitting and sticking in this game, especially against these two high-level teams. One rollout and it really changes the course of an end. Unfortunately, Keely Duncan over curls there, giving Team Hafeli the same exact shot to try and place it again.
Yeah, it's always nice being able to throw the exact same shot twice in a row as a team. You know, you get comfortable with the path, and the sweepers can judge it exactly the same as they did. Expect Holly to be close on this one, considering they just threw this shot. Sweepers motioning that the weight may be slightly heavy out of the hand. Cleaning the rocks though, however. Stepping off now. This rock may be sliding a little bit deep. Let's see if the sweepers can put it in a good spot where there might not be a double available. I think that's pretty good, Josh. Maybe a little deeper than they wanted, but still forcing Team Duncan to make a difficult double. Even if made, Holly Hafeli will still have the hit for 2, so I think a win-win scenario here for Team Hafeli. And if you're Team Duncan, just looking to make sure you get rid of 1 rock, but give yourself a chance to double would be a good bonus here for Keely Duncan. Matt, looking at 3 without hammer, as a skip, when you're throwing a shot like this, what do you tell yourself in the hack to try to make sure you're focused on the shot and not distracted by maybe the amount of rocks or the pressure created by the other team?
I think the biggest thing that I do as a skip when you're trying to throw these very stress-filled shots is really going back down to basics. What we're trying to do in order to get this rock into the most optimal position. So going back to your pre-shot routine, how you want to throw the curling rock, what the ice is doing, kind of going back and kind of analyzing what all those things are. And for all these competitors out here who do have this experience, it's automatic with them. So it's automatic. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I didn't cut myself off, but both rocks rolling towards the center line there. Not a bad shot by Keely Duncan at all here. Makes the hit a little bit harder. But to kind of just round off my point, it's the biggest thing is just kind of getting it going back to basics and not overthinking all the stuff like as Josh said in the beginning of the program, the distractions. It's thinking about all the things that you need to do individually in order to make that shot. And once that rock lets go, it's out of your control. The rest of the team will help you make that shot.
Well said, Matt, and that definitely applies to this shot as well for Team Hafeli. Step 1, get rid of the red rock, secure your deuce, and obviously the stick is a bonus. Great shot there by Holly Hafeli in the third end, securing her 3 points. Really well managed stone from the line callers and the sweepers. After 3 ends of play here, it is Team Duncan to Team Hafeli 3. It will be Duncan with the hammer in the 4th end. Going into our break.
I would like to give a big shout out to Via Sport BC, providing Curl BC with funding through the Hosting BC program. Because of their support, the athletes were hosted to a great experience at the city of Richmond. Also want to give a huge shout out to Salt Spring Coffee, a main sponsor for Curl BC. Salt Spring Coffee opened their first roastery cafe in 1996 in Salt Spring on Salt Spring Island, BC. 25 years later, they're still family owned and operated, and their aspirations remain the same: to be change makers through coffee, doing their part to make a world a better place.
I want to apologize there. Jumped the gun a little bit. It is only 2 for Team Hafeli. I guess we assumed that they were sitting 2nd and 3rd. Nonetheless, still a great end for Team Hafeli there. A little difficult to see the far end here at the club. However, Team Hafeli will not be disappointed with that rebound deuce in the 3rd. It will be Team Duncan with the hammer in the 4th end. Josh, if you're Team Duncan here, I think looking to make sure that you at least score 1 point here. The 4th end isn't even, and why do you think the even ends are so important in a game of curling? Why is it important to score in the even end?
Well, if we kind of go through the game and every team scoring every end, if you have hammer and even ends, well, when we come to the 8th end and last end, you have hammer, which gives you the advantage to potentially win the game. Here, being tied up with playing 4, you definitely want to score in this 4th end. You just take control of the game heading into the halfway point.
Yeah, Team Hafeli looking like they agree with you there. Josh putting up the corner guard. Maybe looking for a steal if that comes into fruition. Looks like a really nice shot here by Meredith McCullum, just sliding right onto the tee line behind the center guard. Yeah, it's a great shot. Team Hafeli will be following them down here on the intern side with the freeze. Riley Hafeli with a nice shot there, just under curling, but still a really good shot. 14-3 on that. Times have been great here at the Richmond Curling Club all weekend. 14-5 to 15 seconds hog to hog for draw weight with 4 to 5 feet of curl, which is excellent ice conditions, mimicking that they would see or that they will see a national championship. Will be the attempt to hit and flop inside for Team Duncan here. I like this call, but Josh, maybe considering you could throw a little less weight here to try and get a little more curl in the ice. What do you think?
Definitely agree with the premium ice conditions we have out here this weekend. You can really use those low weights to come around these higher up guards and get these inside rolls. But a beautiful shot there to remove the blue by Team Duncan. I'm not sure how open it is here, but Team Hafeli might be able to make the double back. But at the end of the day, accomplished the goal by both teams.
Yeah, 2 premium rocks in the forefront for Team Duncan. Definitely Team Hafeli wanting to change the angles here slightly. Georgia Capicco here on early to try and hold it by just taking the guard, unfortunately. The plus side is there is a pretty simple double on these 2 redstones if they're allowed to have a go at it, but Team Duncan will not let them, throwing the guard, I do believe, on the 2 stones. I like this call here, forcing Team Hafeli to have to throw possibly a run back on the center line. It's always good to sit 3 when you have an opportunity to with the hammer, right, Josh? Isn't that right?
I definitely agree with that. Always nice when you get to sit 3. Fortunately, this does slide into the rings, setting up at least a double for Team Hafeli. I'm not sure if they can get all 3 out, but at the end of the day, things are going your way when you have the other team looking at 3 rocks in the rings.
Close. Yep. Yep. Go hard.
Aaron Surface, nice shot there, throwing a firm weight, making the double and sticking the shooter as well. That will force Team Duncan to chase the rock in the top 8 foot, I do believe. Fairly open end here. No guards in play, but Team Duncan with a chance to sit 2 here. I think a good situation, Team Duncan would not be complaining. Chance to either get a deuce or potentially blank the 4th end and retain hammer. And just rolling out there is Ashley Fenton. It looked pretty close, potentially just a little more weight than the line caller was expecting there. But I think the team managed that stone well. Maybe just caught a little bit off guard. These rocks are Curl BC stones and they are quite lively. Definitely something to take into consideration when you're falling line on a hit like that.
Aaron. Whoa. Nat. Nat. Yep. Yep. Then you roll that way.
Nice hit and stick there by Georgia Kapitko. Team Duncan will call the hit and roll. That blue stone near the side of the 12 foot, not guarding much, however, you could theoretically sneak a stone in behind there, and that'd be a pretty nice shot here by Carly Hardy.
Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard, Mare. Hard. Right to it. Hard. Keep going. Keep going. Try it again.
Hidden flop there by Carly Hardy. Nothing wrong with that. Looks like and shaping up to be a pretty open end. Maybe looking at another blank attempt
Like
here.
this, 'cause then we can get the longer roll. Okay. Nice weight, Car. Whoa.
I don't mind this approach by both teams here, keeping it open early in the game before the 4th end break. I think no need to force anything here and try to go all out, especially with the score tight as it is. Oh, unfortunate miss there by Georgia Kapitko. Just maybe a little while on the throw or a little extra weight, just unfortunately missing the rock in the top of the button. It will be a chance for Team Duncan now to use that wide corner guard and potentially sit 2 and look at grabbing a deuce here in the 4th end.
Line's good. Okay, yep. Switch. Wait only. Stay close. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Looks like this one's sliding a little bit deep here for Team Duncan. We'll give Team Hafeli a chance here to continue with their plan. Oh, we have an intervention here called by Monica McCarr. It looks like the team had decided on the hit, but we'll see if they decide to change their call after the intervention. Maybe just also a regroup here after the miss on the last shot. Maybe just reaffirming what the ice and weight they should throw is on this open hit.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to check, especially with this new intervention system. Once and then, it's nice to check in from time to time, and maybe they look to switch the turn to the in turn because that out turn could be a hair tricky spot. They can switch to a spot they are more comfortable with and are confident with.
Looks like they opt to switch from out turn to in turn here. Maybe the coach Monica McCarr's picking up something on the ice there, and that's why they're electing to switch the turn. Man, we always talk about after a miss, you want to capitalize. Let's make after a miss. Unfortunately, teams just trading misses there. How important is it to try and focus on a shot after opposition gives you a chance to punish their mistake?
Oh, it's absolutely
Yep.
huge.
Yep.
No one out there is trying to miss,
Yep.
but misses do occur. So when you do get a miss out there, it's really influential to try to make after a miss. It's momentum. It's a change in just in changing a whole end plan when you make after a miss. It can put another team at a disadvantage. It can put your team at a significant advantage. Yeah, making after miss is something that is really integral to a game plan like this. And at this championship, with both teams playing fairly simply, making after a miss when we do miss the simple shots is pretty impactful. And I think we've seen that in the last 3 ends of the game, that both teams, when the other team unfortunately misses, the other teams have done really well to make after that miss.
Yeah, definitely a momentum swing when you can capitalize there. A back and fourth end here, but it looks like it will be a hit and roll here for Team Duncan. Again, trying to use that wide corner guard that was nicked over there earlier in the end. Carly Hardy on this to try and make the rock curl. Great sweep there by Carly Hardy. Maybe the team electing to not use the corner guard there and to just try and hit and roll open to lock in the blank. Don't mind that as well. As well, if you roll behind the corner guard there, you may be behind the T line, allowing Hafeli to throw a freeze and get themselves out of the end with a force here. So I don't mind the strategies by both teams here. I think keeping it simple, trying to stick to their end plan here in this open fourth end. Team Hafley now with a chance to use a corner guard here. Maybe get a force out of Team Duncan here if she can make this roll perfect behind the guard. Oh, unfortunately, just too far there is Team Hafley. Very good attempt at the roll, though, as that's a very precise shot and definitely not easy to make the perfect roll. Holly may be slightly disappointed with the result there, but at the end of the day, they are forcing Team Duncan to blank the fourth end, which is not the end of the world, and the teams will be tied 2-2 going into the fourth end break here at the 2023 Under-18 Girls Championship Final. So the score after 4 ends of play here, Team Duncan 2, Team Hafley 2, and it will be Team Duncan retaining the hammer in the fifth end. The teams will be heading off for their fourth end breaks now. We will be back in a few minutes to give you the rest of this championship final. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 2023 Under 18 Provincial Curling Championships. The teams are back from their break and they're starting the fifth end. To re-update you on the first four ends, it is 2-2, a tie game between Team Duncan and Team Hafeli. To start us off, Natalie Hafeli will be throwing the first rock. My other commentators will be coming in a couple seconds. Um, right now, both teams have been playing absolutely fantastic this for the high level of curling. And to all competitors this weekend for the high level of curling for an under 18 championship has been absolutely fantastic to watch. Um, I have Alex and Josh with me still. Um, here we go. We have Meredith McCallum throwing the draw around the center guard.
Yeah, Josh, some great curling here in the first four ends of this championship final. I think both teams finding their grasp on these ice conditions here, and I'm sure it's shaping up to be a great final four ends to our ladies championship final here. Center guard back up again for Team Hafeli. Nice draw around there by Meredith McCullum to the top of the 8 foot, and it will be the corner freeze attempt by Natalie Hafeli on her second. Just sweeping it over to curl a bit here. Looks like they're going to go plan B around. And that's a nice shot there by Natalie Hafeli, tucking half a piece around the center guard. Looks like Healy calling maybe a board weight hidden stick here. I like the weight choice. Nice soft weight, hack or board. Electing to try and hit and split, maybe splitting the rings. Nice weight control there by Meredith McCullum. 11-second board weight hidden stick. That's a great weight to select there when you can maybe only see half the rock or 3/4, and sticking around here, forcing the board weight hit back from Team Hafeli. Aaron Zerfus just rolling out there on the hidden stick. Team Duncan here, I think two options here as Adam Duncan calls the intervention and then sits right back down. Amazing communication there by the team. Oh, they're electing to go up and peel the center guard. I was going to say, I saw two options there. I saw come around the corner or go open side. Adam Duncan saying no, go peel the corner guard. I don't mind this call as well. It keeps it open. Unfortunately, just Ashley Fenton just nosing the peel attempt there. I was gonna say the peel on the center guard that forces the play open. Generating a blank. Maybe Team Duncan's game plan going to the fifth end was trying to blank and retain hammer going to sixth. As we talked about earlier, the even end's very important. So, what do you think about that call by Team Duncan there to go up and peel the center guard?
Yeah, I'm okay with that call. It's a very clean and conservative call. Team Duncan pretty much telling us right there and then that they are going for the blank. The other calls, like Alex said, you could hook another one around the center, forcing probably Team Hafley to play the run back, or you just keep it open. You just go to the open side, and it puts Team Hafley in a tough spot. Peeling the center, it's still a fantastic call. It just tells us their game plan is they want hammer going into six.
That's right, Josh. It was great to see a team sticking to a game plan there, keeping the entire team in focus of the objective. Unfortunately, Ashley Fenton just rolling out here on the hidden roll attempt. Will be a chance now for Team Hafeli to use that center guard, Team Duncan center guard, and come around it, possibly generating a force here in the fifth end. Josh, I think if we see this come around, we may see Team Duncan go up and try a run back on the center rock now that it is their rock. Maybe attempting to hit and stick it behind, or just eliminating a bluestone and continuing their quest for the blank here in the fifth. Nice shot there by Georgia Capitco. As predicted, Team Duncan going up for the run back. Maybe having second thoughts now. We'll see what the team decides on. That's a great shot there by Georgia Capitco to force a tough shot here out of Team Duncan. Good to see both these teams seem to have their draw weight down. Very important in a final when the game's on the line. That draw weight can be crucial to taking home the championship. Carly Hardy maybe just a little bit wide on the run back attempt, however, peeling the center guard. Nothing wrong with that, ensuring that the play is open. There are no guards in play. Gonna see Team Hafeli put the center guard back up here, excuse me. Another option here, maybe splitting the rings. What do you think, Josh? Do you like the guard call here, or would you split the rings here and try to get your force?
I like the guard call here. They have this path down with confidence, and they've thrown it over and over, and they have full confidence in making this guard, and it really makes it difficult for Team Duncan to access that rock in the forefoot there.
That stone drawn there by George Capitco on her first as well. That is looks like basically on the pin. It would be a very hard shot, a very hard rock to outdraw. So I agree with you, Josh. I like guarding that rock here, forcing a tough shot from Team Duncan. Healy mulling over her options. Looks like she's gonna go chasing here. I like a hack weight here. Maybe the stone 3/4 open or half open. It looks like to me. Nice shot there by Carly Hardy. A nice control weight 10-second hit. Hitting rolling to the wing, forcing Team Hafeli to try and make a hit and roll back behind their guard. Josh, to me it looked like that maybe that guard just undercurled. You could have seen more of the rock than we originally thought. So I like that call there by Team Duncan, keeping their weight controlled and not potentially grabbing any curl there and racking on the center guard.
No, it's a fantastic shot by Carly Hardy there. Sticking in the rings really forces Team Hafeli here to chase the one on the wing. And otherwise they'd be able to rehook that center guard that they just threw. So if Team Hafeli can stick it right on the nose here, we'll probably see Team Duncan look to utilize that center.
Great sweep there by Natalie Hafeli to hold the line. It will just stick in the back of the 12-foot there. It's a great shot by the team. Great sweep and good line call to get Natalie on there early. The rock does roll open off the other side, though, so it will be a hidden stick attempt here for Keely Duncan. I think, Josh, this is a crucial hidden stick here. If she does roll out, Team Hafeli may be able to come around the center guard and maybe even steal here, because that center guard is basically covering the center line. So I think for Keely here, just making sure she sticks in the rings, that will ensure that she gets the blank that she was looking for this entire end.
Yes, definitely a very crucial hit and stick here by Keely Duncan. These hits at the back of the rings are very difficult to make because there's very little room to roll to either side. So it's a very precise shot here.
Unfortunately, they're just rolling out on the hidden stick. Team Hafeli, Holly now electing to go around the center guard. If she can put this in a good spot, Matt, I think she has a chance of getting a force or stealing here. That center guard is guarding the center line, so looking for a good shot here out of Holly to put the pressure on Keely.
Absolutely. If this rock is placed in a really perfect spot, Team Duncan's going to have a really hard shot to score their point here. Yeah, that center guard has been a pain since kind of the early parts of this game. We will see what happens on this draw here. But again, Holly's had wonderful draw weight this whole entire game, so there's another one that should be calling. Line looks really, really close. No panic by the sweepers at all. $14.75 is the time that I got there. Wonderful speed and wonderful shot by Team Hafeli there. I do believe it is exposed, so the blank attempt is there for Team Duncan to go on to the sixth end, still tied with that hammer.
Final shot of the fifth end here in the championship final on the girls' side of the under 18 curling championships. Oh, hard sweep by Ashley Fenton here, trying to get the rock out of the rings. Oh, and it's close. The crowd is in awe. Looks like, I was wrong last time, so I'm not going to make an early call. We're going to wait for the officials here, and we're going to be patient while we wait.
The broadcast booth is going to thank Via Sport BC for providing Curl BC with funding through the Hosting BC program. Without their support, athletes wouldn't be able to have this event, so thank you, Via Sport. It is a force of 1 for Team Duncan after 5, so Duncan is up 1 without the hammer going to the sixth end. The sixth end is a very crucial point in these 8-end games where teams with hammer are trying to score. How impactful is the sixth end, Joshua, in maintaining momentum in this game?
It's very impactful. When we look at dissecting a game and forming a game plan, we definitely form our final 3 ends around the 6th, 7th, and 8th. So our plan here is just maintaining control of hammer and putting ourselves in a position we want to be in heading into the 8th end. So being up 1 without here for Team Duncan, honestly for both teams, they're going to be happy heading into this 6th end. But we are definitely going to be seeing Team Duncan most likely look to force.
Yeah, I like Team Duncan's game plan there last end, showing us that they were looking for the blank. Unfortunately, just not quite rolling out on Keely Duncan's last shot, but they will be satisfied with that end. Center guard going up here for Team Duncan. I like this call, trying to put some pressure on Team Hafeli. Nice shot there by Meredith McCullum. Nice tight center guard. That's going to be a very usable stone as the end progresses, and it's a great weight control there by Meredith McCullum. And it looks like Team Hafley liking to throw the corner guard. This is a crucial end because both teams looking to put pressure on the other team here. Team Hafley looking to get some rocks around corner guards and potentially generate multiple score. Team Duncan looking to force and potentially steal if they have an opportunity late in the end. So this should shape up to be an exciting 6th end here. Great setup from both leads so far. Meredith McCullum and Natalie Hafley. Will be the come around here called by Keely Duncan. Nice weight there by Meredith McCullum, drawing right to the top of the button. Unfortunately, I do believe it is exposed, giving Team Hafley the opportunity to hit and roll behind their corner guard. It will be the nose hit or a little bit of a roll for Team Hafley, but this will give Team Duncan the chance to hit and roll behind their center guard, creating some pressure on the opposition. Looks like the team mulling over what turn to pick here. I think both turns are available. Maybe they outturn a little tighter to the center guard, but whatever the path she's seeing, that's the path they want to take. Will be the outturn here for Ashley Fenton. Great shot there by Ashley Fenton. Just overrolling slightly, but that's still a great shot because I believe a little bit of that rock will be tucked behind the center guard. Team Hafley now mulling over their options. I saw Holly Tapper Broom. She's going to decide on the draw around the corner guard. The other option I saw she was thinking of was the hit and roll off the tight corner guard that Team Duncan has, or the tight center guard, excuse me, that Team Duncan has. I don't mind either call here. It looks like opting for a little bit of an aggressive approach by coming around the guard and trying to generate 2 points or more. Aaron Zerfus just coming a little bit deep here on the come around, but that's still a fine shot. It's going to sit in the back of the 8-foot. Team Duncan will be forced to chase this rock. Looks like a little bit more weight here on this one by Ashley Fenton. Carly Hardy on it to curl. And it will just roll out. I think just a little bit heavy there. But does the trick removing the blue stone. We'll see if Team Hafley elects to go back around the corner guard, which they will, it looks like. sticking to their game plan of trying to get a rock behind the corner guard.
Team Hafley here elected to play around the corner. Alex, would you ever consider hitting and rolling off that center guard? Potentially getting the double as well.
Yeah, I did see Holly point at that on the first shot. I would consider that as well. That would be a good call. Identifying the problem rock here might be that center guard, that tight center guard that was put out there by Meredith McCullum's first rock. Unfortunately, Aaron Zerf is just slipping a little bit deep once again. Keely Duncan considering coming half around the corner guard, it looks like. Looks like the team is discussing. Looks like they're going to try this path. I don't think they want to fully bury here, Josh. I think half around would do just the trick. All they're trying to do here, I think, is prevent Team Hafley from drawing around the corner guard by putting one there themselves.
Yes, definitely. In a way, they're trying to what we call choke off the corner to prevent them from going around that corner. But if we put it a little too high and half exposed, we do potentially set up that Team Hafley can make the double right back.
Unfortunately, it looks like this spot lightning quick as Carly Hardy slipping slightly deep. We'll see if Team Hafley elects to play on the stone that's in the 4-foot or potentially freeze this one in the back of the 8-foot. Matt, lots of options here. Looks like the team discussing their options. Looks like there's peels, there's runbacks, there's freezes. You know, it looks like a good spot for an intervention here. What would you say if you were Team Hafley's coach, Monamaker? What would you tell the team here?
I think the biggest thing I would probably say is what is our goal coming into this end? If we're really trying to go hard for two, playing somewhere soft and trying to remove that rock on the top of the 4-foot. But if we're really trying to maybe get out of this end and try to blank, maybe trying to remove shrapnel and trying to remove rocks from play and kind of get away from this soft corner guard game. I do like the call that they just made, and great run double by Georgia Kapitko. That is an absolute game saver. Not out of the woods yet, as there is that rock on the top of the 4-foot. But yeah, I think Monica told the girls what the goals were, and you know what? Absolute great team shot by Team Hafley.
That's a great shot there by Georgia, as Matt said. Team Duncan electing here to play the same shot again around the corner guard. Going to split the rings here. Looks like they have decided that their plan will be to try and force Team Hafley to one. You know, Josh, we've seen 4 rocks down this path, all slipping slightly deep. Do you think maybe that this path a little faster? What do you think's happening to these rocks here?
Yeah, generally within the game, the center line out path is one of the fastest on the sheet of ice. But I think what's happening here is just whether it could be nerve setting in or just that path kind of just straightening up a little bit. We are seeing it run a little bit deeper, and the players are just trying to find that adjustment right now.
Yeah, nothing wrong there for Team Duncan, though. They do end up splitting the rings. It will be a hidden roll attempt, I do believe, here by Team Hafley. If they can make this perfect, that could be a good chance for a multiple score. Aaron Zerfis on this one, a curl. Unfortunately, will roll out here on the hidden roll attempt by Georgia Kapitko. It will be Team Duncan playing the same path again. We just saw a few rocks down this path. You think maybe the sweepers can pick up on it and let Keely know maybe it's a little faster and communicate that to her in the hack?
Absolutely. I think all players know the speed and path at this point for both teams. I think to your point, it might just be nerves setting in. We're also not trying to miss out here. It's just you think what your feel is. It could just be a little off, have a little bit of a different kick. So I think for Team Duncan here, the sweepers are going to give as much information as possible to give their skipper the most confidence into throwing this rock and making it close. They are on and off, so it is close.
Maybe a little bit of a commentator's curse there, sliding deep again. We may see Team Hafeli elect to freeze that rock now in the back of the 8-foot. Coach Monica McCarr calling the intervention here. I do like the freeze here. It looks pretty well set up. I believe if they freeze the red rock, they will be half buried or better behind this corner guard, and that will force Keely Duncan to make a tough shot to force them to one or get them out of the end here. The team does end up choosing the freeze. I'm sure just as we said with the Team Duncan front end, the Team Hafley front end picking up on the speed of the path here. Hopefully going to communicate it to their skipper as she slides down the ice. Getting ready for Skip Holly Hafley's first rock here in the sixth end of the 2023 U18 Women's Championship Final. Sweepers on this early. Great sweep by the sweepers there, lining it up perfectly. That's a fantastic shot by Skip Holly Hafley here. 14-5 on that. That spot is lightning quick as we were guessing. And that's a great team shot there to communicate the line and weight and glue it right on the face there. It will be Team Duncan attempting to replicate that shot, freezing to the corner or the face of the Team Hafley rock. I'm sure the team went to school there on Holly's throw, so Keely looking to replicate that. I think, Josh, if this is made well, we could be seeing a force here, which was Team Duncan's end plan at the start of the end.
Yes, definitely. And they have had the fortune of just throwing down the spot and watching about 4 other rocks descend go down the same spot. So hopefully she can make this one here.
Carly Hardy on this to curl. Looks like a little heavy. And unfortunately just a little heavy, hitting and rolling off. Again, maybe that spot just a little quicker than expected. Team Hafley now will have the hidden stick for 2 points here in the sixth end. And I did see them mention they do have that catcher available as well. So Holly just looking to make sure she throws the correct weight here and knowing she has the catcher on the left side. crucial shot here in the sixth end of this championship final. Natalie Hafeli on this one to curl. Oh, and she uses the catcher. Gets away with one there, I think. It will be 2 points for Team Hafeli in the sixth end of this championship final. So after 6 ends of play, it is Team Duncan 3, Team Hafeli 4. Team Duncan with the hammer going to 7th end. Team Duncan being down here, down 1 with the hammer. What do you think their game plan is here going to the 7th end?
Depending on what position they want to be in, some teams will elect to either go for the blank or they'll go for their 2 here. They most likely look to keep their options open, going for their 2 points, and if things don't look their way early on, we'll switch to blanking the end.
Absolutely, Josh. And just before the teams start off the 7th end, I do want to have a big shout out to Via Sport BC for providing Curl BC with funding through the Hosting BC program. Because of their support, the athletes were hosted to a great experience here at the city of Richmond. So now with the 7th end going on, what do you think the game plan is for both teams going to the 7th end?
Well, as Josh said, Team Duncan looking to possibly get 2 or blank. Team Hafeli here really looking for the force, I believe. If Team Hafeli can force the other team to 1, they will be able to be tied with the hammer going into the 8th end, which is quite a favorable position. So I do believe the center guard going up here for Team Hafeli. Sweepers looks motioning like it might be a little heavy. Now cleaning it in. Looks like a nice shot here by lead Natalie Hafeli. We'll see what the plan is here for Team Duncan. Lots of options on this first shot of the end. An event like this takes an absolute army of volunteers to run. I want to give a shout out to Henry Wong, chief umpire here at the championship, the under 18 championship, and his deputy Derek Smith, and all the volunteer timers doing a great job out here. Sliding a little bit deep here to the back of the 8-foot, it's Meredith McCullum. We'll see what the option, it will be the freeze here called by Holly Hafeli. I don't mind this freeze call, Josh. Another option, maybe you can throw another center guard, a higher one, or you can also come to the top 4-foot. What do you think about this call?
I agree with the call. Honestly, any of the calls you named there are really good shots. The most aggressive call, of course, being the second center guard. This is a nice middle ground call, completely neutralizing that back one and pretty much asking a question to Team Duncan on what you're going to do this end.
Great pair of rocks there by Natalie Hafeli, executing them perfectly. It's really nice to see. It's really nice when your lead sets up an end like that. It really gives the momentum in your favor. Team Duncan once again going to play the come around the center guard. Looking to make it here top 4 or top button ideally. Sweeping for curl now. Weight looks pretty good from here. Just getting by the center guard to the top of the 12-foot. I do not believe that will be shot. However, that stone may be usable in the rest of the end. Team Hafeli going to try the other way around here, try to put their rock in a good position on the top of the 4-foot. Looks like a race to the 4-foot here, Josh. What do you think? In these races of 4-foot, sometimes the first team that can get a really good rock there might have an advantage. What are you looking to see from these teams that they can put the rock in the exact position they would like?
Yeah, these races of 4-foots are tough. Definitely looking to have draw weight under control, but it's more than that. Is you just have to be close, and it comes down to your sweepers and line callers to help you really put it there in the exact spot you want. They've been playing all game and have a good grasp on the line for these draw paths, so I don't see them having too many concerns or issues with getting to this 4-foot.
Not a bad shot there by Ashley Fenton, hitting and rolling to the wing. I think they were looking for the inside roll there, but I don't think you could see all of the rocks, so a fine shot there to open it up a bit. We do have 5 rocks in play, so I'm sure Team Duncan mulling over their options, whether they want to continue, they want to hit out this end, or they want to try to get the 2 here and to take the lead going to the 8th end. Nice shot there, Aaron Zerfis. Nose hit to the rock inside the 4-foot. Will be Team Duncan's turn to try to make the roll behind the 2 center guards, or the 2 rocks on the center line. Outturn the turn of choice for Team Duncan. Looks like a little bit more weight here for Ashley Fenton. Unfortunately, just rolling a little bit too far. Will stick around, biting the 12-foot in the back there. Possibly biting in the 12-foot, hard to see from here, but Team Hafeli looking at hitting that and sticking. Now looking at the draw. I believe it is Team Hafeli sitting the 1 now. So it could be it looks like they're going to opt for the draw. I like this call, Josh. That rock in the back of the 12-foot, it's probably not a scoring rock this end, and I think if you can make a good draw around the center guard here, it's going to be, you're going to be in position for possibly a steal or at least a force.
Yes, definitely. This draw around the middle there is really good, especially with those 2 top rocks there cutting off that middle path and the ability for Team Duncan to access it if you do get behind. It really sets your team up well to potentially get the steal here. And Team Hafley's main goal of forcing Team Duncan to 1.
Fantastic shot there by Georgia Capicco, putting it right on the tee line behind those 2 rocks. It's a great team shot there. I saw them switch to curl right at the end, get a little bit more finish. It will be the peel for Team Duncan. Nice peel there by Carly Hardy, getting rid of the blue rock at the top of the blue center guard. So it is Team Hafley sitting 1-2 at the moment, sitting on the button and in the back 8. Team Duncan got some biters there. I think they're sitting 3-4-5 though, so potential for a big end if there's any miscues on either side, but a well played end so far, I think, by both teams. Maybe Hafley the slight advantage here with the rock on the pin, but definitely Team Duncan a chance to make a nice shot here to get a bundle if things pan out that way.
Alex, you yourself have been in quite a few of these high-pressure nail-biter games. How do you find yourself managing those nerves and those kind of preventing those negative thoughts from creeping in these last couple of ends.
Yeah, Josh. Once you're getting in, sixth, seventh end of a championship final, sometimes you can start getting quite excited and pumped up. I think just controlling your heart rate and just taking deep breaths between shots and making sure that you're focused on things like your pre-shot routine. That's crucial to maintaining your game plan, maintaining your self-awareness late in these games. Another nice peel there by Carly Hardy, trying to open things up for Keeley to possibly make a shot on her last. Guard going back up here for Team Hafeli. We may see Team Duncan elect to try and play a push on the rock in the back of the back of the button if this is made. It's getting quite late in the end, so there may not be opportunities to peel, but we'll have to see if the shot is made and what Team Duncan elects to do. Aaron Zerfus on this to curl now, maybe hanging out there a little bit. That's a great sweep though by Aaron to get that rock over close to the center line or touching the center line. Great shot there by Holly Hafeli to put some pressure on Keeley. And she is going to go to Adam Duncan, coach's intervention. It is Team Hafeli sitting first shot and second shot on the button at the back of the 8-foot. Team Duncan, however, sitting 3, 4, 5, I do believe, with 3 rocks on the 12-foot. From here, it looks like the Team Hafeli stone maybe just behind the pin, so there may be an in-turn draw for Keeley, but a tough shot. I think, Josh, I like trying to get rid of some rocks in front of the house. You may be able to make an angle here and run your top 12 stone onto the Team Hafeli stone in the 4-foot. But definitely lots of options here. What do you think Adam's telling the girls right now during the interaction?
Yeah, there's a couple things. It's tough to see the angles from here, but if you can definitely clear out the front, it will open up for you for at least an opportunity to make a play on your last. The other option is you're looking at a draw from either side to freeze or bump that blue. If you can bump it and be shot, that is perfect. If you only get the freeze, you're at least out counting that second shot blue, and you're going to probably have to set yourself up for a more difficult shot on your last, but also with a potential 2 in play.
Yeah, looks like the team opting here for the freeze push. As Josh said, potentially setting up a big end here if this is made well. This one looks a little bit heavy coming into the house. Oh, just taking the shot and rolling off is Keeley Duncan. Looks like about backline weight there. Maybe a little bit more than she was trying to throw, but not far off as Carly Hardy was on that to curl the whole way. Action here called by Monica McCarr. It is Team Hafeli sitting 1-2. I think, Josh, I like drawing in here, trying to sit 3-some here, somewhere. If you can make the freeze yourself on the rock that's on the button there, I think that gives you a good chance for a steal. It'll be a very difficult shot for Keely Duncan to remove both those stones with only one shot herself.
Yeah, if you can make the freeze here, it's almost a borderline guaranteed steal, but there's probably a off the wing in off if you do make the freeze perfect for one from Keely. But to me, I think the most aggressive call on to really put the most pressure on Team Duncan is if you can make that freeze yourself. A guard cutting off a path is also a good idea.
Yeah, definitely, Matt. You can. I think tolerance is a big point on these type of shots. What do you think of kind of tolerance they should be thinking about here on this freeze?
If I was throwing this rock, the tolerance that I would be thinking is probably lighter because the rock behind the tee line probably just bails out Team Duncan and gives them a chance to kind of nullify those blue rocks that they're throwing in there. If worst case, if Holly is light and she blocks the draw path, that's still a win for Team Hafeli this end. Yeah, light is usually a little bit more advantageous in this position than heavy. So the guard was made pretty good by Team Hafley here. So automatic hitting the back rock here. Josh, how do you feel about playing the open hit on the rock second shot there and giving up a point to Team Hafley here in the 7th end?
It could be a game plan move by Team Duncan here. They might elect to prefer to be down 2 with heading into the last end, going for at least their 2 and potentially feeling they can get a 3 ball here. Going into the last, it's tough to see the angles, but I wasn't sure if they had the intern just kind of come down to that blue or push it for their point.
Yeah, I think that that rock might be slightly overburied by the red rock, so possibly why they're electing to hit. Nothing wrong with this call. Team Duncan, Keely jamming the rock at the back. Not sure if it will just 1 or a steal of 2. Looks like multiple rocks being considered here. So a steal of 1 at least for Team Hafley, potentially 2. And it was a big steal of 2 for Team Hafley here in the 7th end of this championship final. Team Duncan does retain the hammer. They are down 6-3. Going to the last end of this championship final. Unfortunately, there I think Team Duncan just jamming the rock. Unfortunately.
Top 4? Oh my gosh, Monica, we do. I love you so much, by the way. Okay, top 4 now.
Team Hafley looks like they're gonna put one in the rings here. Top 4.
Okay, clean it. Just clean.
I imagine we'll see Team Duncan like to put up a corner guard or 2, try to generate their 3 points here.
Yep. Yep, make sure it's in.
We have a great final end coming up here at the Under 18 2023 Women's Championship Final. And a great shot there by Natalie Hafley on her first, putting it right into the 4-foot. Keely Duncan, as expected, going up to put the corner guard.
Remember, this slide's slow, like, it's very slick. Less weight. Wait only.
Josh, lots of back and forth this whole game. Starting with Team Duncan, what do you think they're thinking going to this final end? What should be their game plan?
Yep.
to try and generate the 3 points for the tie. Maybe push this championship final to an extra end.
The toughest part really heading into this end is shaking off what just happened in the end before. So really being able to show the mental toughness here to regroup and just focus on making shots. Hitting the broom and throwing the right weight is what we need to focus on. And great start to the end by making that corner guard. Get our corner guards up and try to utilize them best we can. Best we can force to make it complicated. We have to just put for a couple breaks.
And Team Hafeli picking up the big steal at 2 in the 7th end. Matt, what do you think their game plan is going here to try and reduce the chances for a multiple score of Team Duncan?
I really feel the game plan for Team Hafley here is just kind of hitting any rock that is the color red. The way that Team Duncan has to score is get red rocks in the ring. So I think there's going to be eliminating a lot of red rocks either in the free guard zone or in the house, and really forcing Duncan to play hard shots to get a 3-ball here.
Second corner guard going up here for Team Duncan. And Ali Hafley's second shot there, just slipping possibly a little deep. They are side by side there in the 4-foot. 2 nice shots there by Meredith McCullum. Maybe a little bit close together, but nothing wrong with that. It will give Team Duncan an opportunity later on in the end to use these corner guards to hopefully generate their 3. Sweepers here in motion, and maybe the weight's a little bit up. Looks like they're going for a plan B here. Going to sweep the rock to the face of their other 2 in the house. That's a great audible by Holly Hafley, I think. No, the sweeper's telling her the weight's a little bit up, so instead of just watching the rock come in, electing to do something with the rock, and there was possibly a pocket there before, but now bumping that rock back, making it a little bit better for the position for them in the 4-foot. Team Duncan, without hesitation, going to go and use those corner guards that they have placed there. Sweeper's not touching this one yet. Sliding a little bit deep there for Ashley Fenton. Still in play though, sitting 4th shot. Potentially partially buried. Team Hafley electing to go and possibly attempt the double peel here. Just peeling one, definitely good enough though. Nice shot there by Aaron Zerfis, getting rid of both corner guards. However, in doing so, does push one more red rock into the ring. So it is Team Hafley sitting 1, 2, 3. Team Duncan sitting 4 and 5. Very interesting scenario. I would not be surprised if Team Duncan uses their intervention here to try to piece together a game plan. Josh, lots of options here. Oh. They do go for the coach's intervention here. I'm sure Coach Adam Duncan going over all the options with Keeley, trying to decide on the best possible shot here. 3 is definitely in play here. 2 red counters, so. I'm sure you guys can hear what they're saying on the ice there, but some wise words of wisdom coming from Coach Adam Duncan there. Josh, what are you seeing here? I mean, those it'd be nice to get rid of some blues, but you don't want to risk. I mean, If you're feeling really fancy, you'd always try and hit and roll off that back blue rock and behind the stagger. That'd be a tricky shot to try and get one buried there and stuck. Maybe I'm dreaming a bit. I don't know. That seems quite difficult. What do you think?
No, that is quite the shot. I mean, if you can make it, it's a really good shot because there's no access really to that red rock if you can ever make the hit and run off the back one. I was maybe looking at, can you come to those ones on the forefoot and ever kind of like bump to form that pocket, just to be there, freeze kind of bump and try to lock your red in there. The only unfortunate part is because the end is so open, they're going to probably chase the other reds around the rings. So it's only a matter of time and angles to figure out whether you can pull off this 3-ball.
Yeah, before the interaction was called, I did see Keeley motion towards those two blues, so maybe considering that. Instead, electing for the corner guard guarding their rock in the back 12 foot. I don't mind this call. Maybe the team noticing that the stone on the top 12 could jam if it's being chased by Team Hafeli.
I think I'd rather go over the top of it, so we'll hit it thicker. Because it's still too thick to get that.
Holly gonna go back up there and
Regular peel.
peel the corner guard just placed there by Ashley
No,
Fenton.
just peel is fine. Peel is good.
Potentially here, if they can hit it thin enough, could make well on the red. Eliminate some risk here.
No. Aaron.
This could be close to the double. Sweeping to curl. Oh, and hitting it a little bit thick, pushing the red rock into the rings. I'm not sure what to think here. I mean, Team Hafeli with two rocks in the forefoot, but maybe possibly able to angle those two out with a double. So I mean, very dynamic end here. Great finale to our 2023 under 18 curling championships. Oh no, it looks like the rock picking. Very unfortunate for Carly Hardy there. Really unfortunate to see those kind of picks here in late in the end, but
No, we're not touching it. We're gonna hit this one. Normal.
definitely changing the end dramatically. Team Hafeli now gonna go hit the open rock in the back of the 12 foot.
Yep, all the way. Hard, Aaron, keep going. Keep going, pick, please. Nice throw.
Nice shot there made by Georgia Capitco. 3 more rocks to come here, and Team Duncan needing a 3 to stay in it. Using their coach's intervention already. Team Duncan, or Keeley Duncan, motioning for the corner guard. However, maybe a little late for that, Matt. Maybe having to come into the rings here and try to move some angles around to generate that 3.
Yeah, for the way that this end has transpired, you only have 3 more rocks plus the one in the top of the forefoot to try to score 3 to keep this game alive. The corner guard to me is a little bit confusing because once they remove it, I don't know what Holly might do. There's many other options here that corner guard could be used, but I think right now it's going to be a struggle to try to get 3.
Yeah, we'll see Holly go up here to
Yeah, I was like, that's
to remove this red stone from play. Team Duncan thinking that they're going to have to play a freeze here on their next shot. Try to make it so both of their red stones cannot be removed from play. That stone in the top of the red stone in the top of the forefoot there looks like a pretty good stone. It's going to be hard to get rid of that one. So gonna put their second one in a good spot, maybe freezing to the face or coming to the back blue stone there.
Line's good. Whoa. Aaron. Hard up, Aaron. All the way, all the way.
Looks like Aaron
Yep.
surface, curling it over. And Holly is good. The crowd gasps as the rock just misses hitting the one in the center line, but I think even if it hit, it wouldn't have been terrible. Maybe switching the angles a bit. Matt, what do you think the team's talking about down here? It looks like they're trying to figure out what is the perfect spot to put a rock that Team Hafeli cannot remove either of their red rocks and leaves them a shot for 3 on Keely's last.
Hey, Car.
I think the consensus on the team is that they are playing a push. I think they're more thinking about where they have to push the rock to make sure that both red rocks by the end of Keely Duncan's first rock are very, very difficult to remove. I think the easiest shot is probably hitting it 7/8 high to try to move that top rock to where the button area is, and then have the shooter roll towards the top of the 4-foot rock to kind of create a little bit of a pocket and make both hits pretty hard. Yeah, right now it's a really, really difficult shot for Team Duncan here to have both rocks not be able to be removed.
Lots of time, I believe, for both teams here. So Team Duncan definitely taking their time, making a precision call here to make sure that they have the best opportunity on Keely's last. Ice here looks like it's going to be a back line, back 8 sort of weight, trying to push, maybe create a pocket and have their 2 redstones be lined up and unable to be removed. This is definitely a situation where knowing your angles is a huge advantage as a skip. And we've seen Keely Duncan really step into that role very, very well this year after playing 3rd last year. So we'll see how this shot turns out for Keely as it goes down the ice.
Whoa. Close. Yep. Yep.
This looks close from the team. Fortunately, just over curling slightly. Just hitting and rolling off their own redstone. It will be the open hit for Holly Hafeli here to run Team Duncan out of rocks and claim the 2023 Under-18 Girls Championship. Great shot there by Holly Hafeli, and it will be Team Hafeli victorious here in the championship final of the 2023 Under-18 Girls Curling Championship. Congratulations to both these teams, Team Hafeli and Team Duncan, on a great final. Both these teams will be representing British Columbia at the upcoming 2023 Under-18 National Championship in Timmins, Ontario. Great celebration from the team there in the middle. Be sure to stick around for the medal ceremonies on Curl BC's YouTube. And definitely as well, congratulations to Team Duncan on their second place finish here. Still nothing to be ashamed of. Been having a great season. It's great to see them have the opportunity to represent BC at a national championship. Thanks to everyone at the club for being such great hosts to this event. All the officials, volunteers, it takes Army to run these events, and it was an amazing event for everyone that was a part of it. Once again, stick around for the medal ceremonies. But from myself, Josh Mickey, Cody Tanaka throughout the weekend, Matt McCready, it's been a pleasure commentating these games for you, and we hope that you've enjoyed our commentary and that you enjoy the great game between these two teams.
You can listen to our conversations now.
Exactly. How fun for you guys. So,
Will, is that this it?
that's the one, yeah, thank you.
So it's sitting there. So we'll do the silver medals first.
Okay. I don't need to be out there. I just came down in case they said if they wanted someone from the club.
No. You have to help me. Yeah. I can't do it alone. The thing is, you can hand me the
Okay.
silvers one at a time.
Yeah.
When the time comes.
Just make sure I gotta get the right color.
Exactly. Somebody will sneak out the door with the gold.
They'd be gone real quick.
We made a call that we are not calling them interactions. We call them interceptions.
I'll let you make the. I think you're probably all okay. Right? Yeah. So you got the silver shirt? I'm just gonna put this piece of hardware down there. I don't need that. You ready? Okay. You guys good to go? Yeah? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, more ladies over here. You guys can, yeah, come in line along the edge here. That'll be the easiest. And we're going to tackle the silver medals first. So come on out. Well, this is the ending. The end. Of, oh, you big question. This is the final game of the Pro BC U18 championships. And both of these ladies' teams have been very, very throughout the 4 days, but this was actually a strikingly good game. I'm impressed with both teams. Either one could have won, and both are going to represent us well in some place in the east side of the country here. I think it's well over there, but congratulations to all of you. Now, we're going to do the silver medal first, so if silver medal team would please come forward, and that is Team Duncan. Now this is the team from everywhere BC, and everybody knows everybody now, but that's okay. We're going, for the benefit of the people, there's 1,000 people tuning in on YouTube. So for all of those people, Skip, Keely Duncan; third, Carly Hardy; second, Ashley Fenton; and lead, Meredith McCollum. Adam Duncan is the coach. So we'll proceed with the silver medals here.
Okay, can everybody hear me? Okay. Well, I'd like to give a big thank you to everyone that came to this event. Of course, we love coming to provincials. It's always a lot of fun playing against everyone. A big congratulations to Team Hafeli on winning the U18 provincials. And a big thank you to my team. You girls did an amazing job this week, and I couldn't be prouder as a skip. A big thank you to our coach, Adam, and my dad, amazing coach and dad. A big thank you to all of our family and friends that came down and watched. We really, truly appreciate all the love and support that we received from everyone. A big thank you to all the ice tech that helped out this week. The ice was incredibly well done, and we couldn't have asked for better ice. Big thank you to any Curl BC representatives, Amanda, Lindsay, Kim, anybody like that. Thank you so much. So big thank you to all of you as well.
Helping me out here, by the way, is Ron Dojak, and Ron is a member of the board of the club, I believe. Yeah? And I too would like, on behalf of Curl BC, to compliment the club and, of course, all of those who have participated in volunteering, helping out in many different ways around here. Without all that help and support, and without the club offering up the facility for this event, it wouldn't be what it is to have a competition like this. So I'm very pleased with the results, and I know watching the curlers play and the steadiness of the ice, I think everybody appreciated that. Okay, ladies, come on up. This is the gold medal. And the gold medal team from Kamloops, Skip, Holly Hafeli. Third, Georgina Kapitko. Second, Aaron Surface. I've been practicing this, you know. And I followed it up. And the lead is Natalie Hafeli. Coach, Monica McCarr. It discovered I made a mistake too, so it shut itself off. It's kind of programmed here. Anyway, we'll proceed, with the gold medal.
Hello.
In addition, great gold medals here, of course. We have the plaque with the heart on it and impressive piece of hardware, so I got to hand those out as well.
The fourth one. Sorry, they have to find it. She's the funniest coach because they get in these hilarious conversations and you're just like, how did you get here? Well, I thought they were going to win to start the week.
They came out strong. I didn't know because they have the downtime.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think that these ladies, all of them, are going to need too much good luck because they're so talented. So when you go back east, bring it home for British Columbia. And absolutely.
Hi, that was loud. I would just like to say thank you so much to everybody for giving us this opportunity. Thank you to our sponsors, and thank you so much to Team Duncan for a great final. We're really excited to play at Nationals with you guys. And thank you so much for the parents for supporting us so much and driving us and getting us everywhere we need to go. So thank you so much.
Well, that winds up the championship, and some pictures are being taken on the far end, I gather, down here. So you guys can make your way down. Oh, and they're going to do some trials for the jacket sizes too. I thought you were doing that.